Morning, everybody.
Morning. Hello.
Hello, hello. Happy St Andrew's Day to my fellow Scots.
What was that a thing?
It's our national sort of day. Yeah.
That's nice. Like for the town or for?
For the country.
Wow.
It's our national day.
So St. St. Andrew's holiday is like what we have for like Victoria Day.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like St Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Without the drinking. Oh, well, there's not as much drinking.
I was gonna say there's probably some drinking.
There's drinking.
Everyone takes it easy.
Definitely drinking.
Very nice. Well, happy St. Andrew's Day to Scotland.
Yeah.
Happy St. Andrew's Day.
St. Andrew's Day, Scotland.
And to the 8% of my heritage that's Scottish, you know who you are.
The Scots they get about. I mean, everyone claims to have a little bit of Scottish in them.
I'm not surprised.
It's quite amazing.
It is quite amazing. Most of Canada is partly Scottish.
Those dirty dogs in Scotland just breeding their way through the
A
whole world.
lot of you people just went whoop, across the pond, hop on the ship.
Oh man.
Right, lad.
Very, very cool.
Other than that, what else is happening?
Nothing too much, pal.
What did you do this weekend?
I had a
hopefully?
quiet weekend.
Good.
Very quiet.
Nice. Yeah, same. We did very little. Watched some movies. Watched The Wolf of Wall Street last night.
Did you? Have you first time?
No, I've seen it a few times.
Great movie.
It's better
Great
after
movie.
you've kind of digested it like the first time.
Oh, great movie.
You know what I love
Actually,
about it
need
the
to
most
watch
is
it.
when you're watching it, and I think movies because of it came quite a long way afterwards. It broke a lot of like barriers in terms of you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't do this. And it did a lot of stuff, and I love that movie.
I mean, Leo, so many of those clips when he's giving that speech in the office, or when they're trying to like take him down and stuff like that.
When they want him to leave, when the SEC wants him to step down.
That is the best.
He's like halfway through, he's like, I'm not leaving. He freaks out.
That is the absolute best. I love that.
I love that movie. So good.
And Margot Robbie is not bad to look at either.
You have to say, when that movie was made, she was beyond, not that she isn't now, but she was beyond it when that was made. She was the talk of the, rightfully so, she was the talk of the world. Good acting too, like you forget. That's what people forget about her. She's got a new movie out, I'm gonna watch it. It's called, it's like a period film from like the 30s or something, but it's on iTunes now. But she's legit.
She is legit. She is.
I got nothing else to report. What else did I do? I watched that movie. I watched a couple funny Christmas movies that I like. I watched, we did nothing.
Yeah.
I did so little. I promise you, like I can almost, the reason I cleaned up my office, that was nice.
Atta boy.
Lindsay comes down, she's like, enough. And I said, I have to agree. So we cleaned up my office. Much better.
When I popped down yesterday to the Mississauga store just to grab a couple of things, I hit a few balls, and that's really the first time I've hit balls in ages. So had some, it better, definitely.
Treatment was good?
Treatment was good, and it was more of a chiropractic treatment, so a lot of cracking and popping, and was less muscular. So
feels awful at the time, but relief afterwards.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, actually today's probably the first day I felt.
Pineapple or peach, your choice.
What a man. What a man.
Your choice.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like there's too much kind of going on in the world of golf right now.
No, so weekend off for the PGA Tour. I'll tell you what I watched a bit of was that Alfred Dunhill. You see the elephants walking across the...
That's amazing. One of my favourite times of year when the tour goes to South Africa.
It's amazing. What a place.
Leopard Creek and stuff like that.
We got to go to Leopard Creek. That clubhouse and everything, that resort. I'd love to go see some elephants.
Yeah.
In a safe-ish environment.
I mean, they're just literally right there, though.
They had mama and I don't know how elephants operate if dad sticks around, but there was like a bunch of adult ones. There must have been 3 or 4 babies walking across. And then one of the announcers, I guess he's like into bird watching. They zoomed in on some bird, and
Tony
they're like,
Johnson, he knows them all.
So he's like, I've not seen that bird in 30 years of bird watching. I'm like, oh my God.
He knows them all.
Yeah, he said that there was some rare, anyway, amazing place, clearly. We should definitely go.
Yeah.
We'd love to go.
Did you watch the match?
I kind of forgot, to be honest.
Yeah.
We were doing other stuff.
Yeah, I was the same.
I know I said I didn't do much, but we were doing other stuff around the house. I totally forgot. I might end up watching the repeat. I haven't seen too many highlights.
Yeah. No, me neither. I literally seen a couple of small little clips.
I don't know why I forgot. I don't know. I have no excuse.
Steph is getting a rough.
I heard he didn't play well. I did hear that. Poor guy.
I mean,
why do people do that?
As +1 handicap golfers, approximately, we know the deal with that.
Yeah, you can shoot 85 easily. I don't know what he shot or how he played, but you can go and shoot 85.
No.
On a day where you're not on camera.
No
You know what I mean?
No question.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you guys had a great weekend too.
Thanksgiving hangovers. Lots of football was on. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm down in the US. I'm sure everyone had a great weekend. Lots of golf being played. I saw tons of people playing golf in the US.
Good. How's
Yeah,
Florida's
so
weather
jealous.
right now? Still warm?
Unbelievable. This is the time of year to be down there.
It really is.
It really is.
As it's 4 Celsius and pouring rain outside.
I know.
At least it's not snowing.
I mean, to be honest, yesterday was mild.
What a
and
nice day it was.
I saw a ton of people going a little further south from here. I saw a few people drove down to London, Ontario to play.
There's a course near me that was open.
Was
Public
it,
course. Yeah, Parkview was open.
Yeah.
Apparently, so.
All right,
the excitement.
let's dive right in there. Let's see what's going on in the world. What is going on in the world?
I saw there was an F1 crash. Was that Bahrain? The Bahrain Grand Prix?
Man, that was unbelievable.
I can't believe. Did he survive, that guy?
His car snapped in two.
I think he survived, right?
He did survive. Yeah, he was.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
how does that happen? Not that I'm glad he
no
survived.
idea.
Just it seems amazing to me that those crashes are so violent, but then
They were talking about, Poulter saw talking about the metal barriers, and he's like, that'll be the end of those.
yeah.
That'll be the end of
Because
those.
of that stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be rubber
Well,
barriers, tires.
Yeah, you can't snap a car now.
Can't snap it. Unbelievable.
Shouldn't take for somebody to die or almost die first, but
I know. What
crazy
was it?
stuff.
Ross Braun was saying that there's this kind of halo sort of a fixture that sits above their head.
Okay.
Said if it wasn't for that, he would 100% be dead.
So that prevents them
yeah,
from
it must have stopped some impact or
snapping your
something.
neck.
Basically, yeah. He said if it wasn't for that, he'd be
Wow.
toast.
Wild.
Crazy
It's a hell of a
scenes.
sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'd love to go watch that one time.
yeah,
I want to go watch that one that's in, what is it, Monaco, where they basically take the city over? I want to go see that.
yeah.
I think you'd enjoy that even if you didn't like cars.
100%.
Can you imagine?
Are there any golf courses in Monaco? Can we go play?
question.
Do any vlogs?
I feel like Monaco's,
vlog?
Monaco's so small. Worst case, you could leave, half an hour you're in a different country anyway. You can go play golf somewhere else. They must have. There's so many rich people there. Surely to God, someone built a golf course.
Yep.
Are you watching Monaco residents?
Come on, Monaco. Reach out. Info
All right.
at TXG.
I know, exactly. Yeah. We'll promise you we'll answer.
I saw a little comment there from, I think it was Blake, saying that he's coming in February, March. Is the Cobra stuff going to be available?
Oh, hell yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We have it here right
Yeah,
now.
we have it here. We're going to review it. I believe we can review it Monday, and you'll see it on someday next week. So yeah, by then you will have full access. I'm sure, top to bottom. Irons too, right? We'll have the new the King MIMs in. I would imagine by then, February. It's a long way off.
We've already done this.
Yeah. No, I just mean like
Or
demos.
in terms of
I mean,
demos,
those
yeah,
are-
they're
they'll be
in
for
there
sale.
right now.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
they
realize
are.
that was
They're in there,
Smashing.
and
So you
rocking
can-
and a
You can
rolling.
be a Cobra rep if you come in here. Fantastic. All right. Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Let's dive right in there.
Quick note: if you are looking to get one of the new towels, maybe we should sell it. I feel like we should sell this one. I feel kind of bad. I have the only one left.
The last remaining one. I couldn't believe when you messaged me that.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, they sold out in 48 hours. There'll be more by Friday, apparently. So
Is that right? Yeah,
Paul's is very good about that.
I
So.
saw a few messages yesterday.
Black and white ones are
that-
coming too.
Oh, are they cool?
They're in another box. So guys, if you want
Lovely.
a towel, don't worry. Just keep an eye on Instagram. Probably tomorrow. I would imagine we should have some more in stock by tomorrow.
Love it.
All right, let's dive into some questions.
Let's
I see
do
you
it.
guys were on chatting, which is always good. We were pretty on time today. So I think the chatter was probably less than normal.
A little. It did seem like it was quieter than normal.
We just didn't give people as much time to chat. Okay, well, let's just get right into it, shall we? From Jeff Johnson. Hello, Jeff. It's a
Morning,
lovely
Jeff.
photo of you there. Looks like you're in a tropical location. We're jealous. Jeff has a quick driver swing speed. Can he handle the Ventus Black 9TX? That's the 90-gram model. He's got the 7X in his driver. Thank you, Jeff. Hope you're doing well also. Okay, so 113 to 115. Seems like he's a good 7X guy to begin with. 9TX in the hybrid.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is 113 to 115 players are not all created equally.
Okay.
So if we were on TrackMan, I mean, if you went on TrackMan today, you'd probably be 115, 116.
Yeah, on TrackMan for
So
sure. Yeah.
and you could handle that. So, but on quad, you're more like a 118, 120 guy.
Right.
So all to do with obviously how each measures the shape of the head. If a club head has a lot of sort of rear mass,
so aka a driver or something that's...
Yeah, so if the radar sees the mass and it catches a point closer to the heel, well, in rotation, the heel moves so much slower than the toe that it can spike the club head speed. That's why in TrackMan you get a lot of 152 readings.
Because the club head speed can be super low.
Yeah, because of the point at which it reads it at is normally on the trail, and it's on the heel. It can often be more heel side.
I haven't looked well enough when I was hitting irons on it, but is the iron club head speed?
It's almost identical.
Basically the same, yeah. I seem to recall that when I hit balls at my club on the track, and the 6 iron speed.
Because one that measures the face and one measures the trail edge, they're so close.
Makes sense. All right, Jeff. Well, so Jeff maybe is in the right ballpark?
Yeah, I think you're good, Jeff. You're certainly good to give that one a good run.
It's great hybrid shaft.
By the fact that you also know how the 7X plays and you kind of like the feel of it, from that standpoint, it's a safe bet.
Very good. All right. This is a good quick one we can take here from Matt. Strixon ZX5 versus the 921 Forge in terms of forgiveness. Good question.
ZX5 would be quite a bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
Quite a bit more.
Yeah.
I would say 921 Forged and ZX7 would be a closer comparison.
I think that's totally
fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Both lovely irons. This is a quick one here. Brandon's asking, any drawbacks to using steel fiber shafts in terms of dispersion? You could be even more general and talk graphite in general.
Yeah.
You don't see that generally. If you've been well fit to good quality graphite shafts, if anything, you may have better dispersion.
You absolutely could. Yeah. There's really no conversation anymore with regards to graphite shafts just kind of doing weird things and flyers. I mean, guys, we now know the parameters that create ball flight. Flyers don't come from shafts. It just doesn't. You're going to get a flyer from other things, all the things that go in there to create speed. Yeah. But you're not going to get a flyer. There's physics that create energy and friction and all these sorts of things.
Those are the factors.
Those are the factors. So unless it all of a sudden can gain, 2 miles an hour club head speed through kick, then that's the only place a flyer could come from. Or, if you've done that simultaneously while sort of de-lofting the club, and you create it through delivery.
Yeah, you
But
do.
it's not technically from the shaft itself.
No.
It's still the player influenced by the shaft for the player to do those things.
And it would be a new pattern of ball flight. It wouldn't just be 1 out of 1,000 shots. You may change your delivery and hit irons further as a rule now with your change, not just one in a blue moon.
Definitely.
Graphite, good. Chris, our pal Chris also said he's been working with Tyler McGee down in Florida, which is fantastic.
Saw that.
Chris joined us at OCN when we were down there years ago. Can't
T.
believe how
McGee.
long ago that was now, but
Oh man, how long ago was that? Was that 2 years?
at least, yeah. Well, Chris will chime in. At least 2 years ago, I think.
Did we do it in November?
Yeah, I think it was like in
we done it
November down at OCN. And was it OCN?
It was Eagle Creek.
Eagle Creek, sorry, my mistake.
The Eagle.
The Flying Eagle. So Chris is asking about Callaway's new Apex irons. We don't have info on them yet, Chris. But they've been spotted. I believe Golf WRX has posted photos of a couple tour players that seem to be playing them.
I've seen them. I haven't hit them, but
I would be shocked if they weren't coming out soon enough. And again, Callaway's been really good to us with stuff for demo this year. So I would expect we'll hear from them when that is ready to be reviewed. Good iron.
Black Friday is asking, did Tyler ever get to 130 miles an hour club head speed? I don't know.
He got close. I have to ask him if he's kept going. He was up there. He was like 126, 127.
I mean, that's seriously fast.
I blame YouTube because despite being a subscriber to Tyler's channel, he has not been in my suggested videos for quite some time, which I find to be egregious.
Me too, and I think it's probably because I would bet he hasn't done much recently.
I have to text him. He's definitely been busy teaching and stuff. So
yeah,
he might not have. He maybe took a little break on that, but he was trending. He was 126 on TrackMan, which, as we know in here, is 131, 132 on quad. Which is, that's faster than I've ever swung, I think. So
you were over 130 a couple of times.
Yeah. So it would have been he's peaking. I'm sure he's capable of doing it.
Chris was saying Ty's told him that he got 131, but he didn't capture it on video.
Oh, well, believe me, Tyler's a trustworthy guy. If he said he did it, he definitely did it.
Yeah, that's insane
That's
speed.
insane. Yeah, no, I believe him for sure.
I mean,
he's in a unique company, isn't he?
If you're able to touch 130, 131, I mean, you're moving towards 190 ball speed at that point.
Crazy. That would be nuts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he moves it. I have to see. He's due for a driver fit, our lad. That's for sure. So hopefully either he'll be up to see us, or I think we'll be down to see him probably beforehand. But,
yeah. I wonder. I'm sure he was just using a regular length driver as well.
Oh yeah, he's using like a ping driver or something.
Yeah.
He's got like a shaft in there from his old TXG driver or something. Yeah, he's not been fitted by you recently, has he? It's been quite some time.
He and I haven't worked together in a long, long time.
And certainly not since he's been swinging at 126.
Unbelievable.
And I'm sure his swing has developed. Like, he's learned so much from Mark Bull and him and his partner Ian Meller down there. They've done so much work. I'm sure his delivery has evolved quite a bit.
He probably has the perfect body type for hitting the ball a long way. Yeah. He has really long arms.
He's DJ, is he not?
Yes, he is DJ.
He's Canadian DJ.
He's Canadian DJ.
He is Canadian, don't forget that. Not DJ, but Tyler.
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
And huge paws. He doesn't really like Tyler works out a bunch, but he's not like
he's very fit in terms of he does a lot of flexibility. He's very disciplined. I mean, I did a couple workouts with him and he was killing me. I'm like, Tyler, this is torture.
Yeah.
But I get it. That's how you develop the flexibility, the range of motion.
Yep.
They're very disciplined about this stuff. I think it takes a lot of effort. Because when I go to the gym, I just want to lift heavy weights, do some curls for the girls. Like, it's tough to sit there and go, I'm going to work on my hamstring mobility today. It's like, that takes some discipline. Yeah. It really does. I respect it.
I do so.
I respect it. All right, back into the technical stuff. Let's do this here. Do you think it's possible to combo the new P770s and the P730s in the lower irons? So, well, I would go with P7MB. I wouldn't think about P730 because they're out of date at this point. Although you could probably pick up a used set. What do you think? I actually did hit both of them on the course with the boys the other week.
I mean, it depends how you're comboing them, right? If you're thinking like 4 to 7 in 770s, then 8-9 wedge in the blades, I actually think that's more of a no.
That's a zero.
That's a zero. If you're adding in like a 3 and a 4 770, and then you're happy to go with a 5 through wedge, that could be much more.
Totally agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was just going to say, for someone who played blades, you're obviously an extremely good ball striker. You'll love the 3 iron of the P770.
Yeah.
The rest of the set for you, blade players, you'll just want the blades. So, yeah, if a combo set to you means 1 or 2 irons, then yes, absolutely. Yeah. You're right, though. You wouldn't want 7 iron and P770, and then the blade is the smallest blade I've ever seen. Yeah. It's pure. To you.
Our long drive pal from Wales, Bri Roberts, is asking 2 iron shaft, currently playing an X7. Swing speed is 125 with his 2 iron. Thanks.
It's what?
125 with his 2 iron.
Stop.
Bri issued a challenge actually.
It doesn't seem like one I'm going to win.
So he was going to basically give you 60 yards, a 60-yard head start on distance.
Okay, I like the sound of that already.
And he's like, we would have a great long drive competition.
Yeah, because what is his driver club head speed? Does he get up to like 140 something?
Oh yeah, he'd be for sure.
I don't know what the standard is now. Is it like 145 is?
Standard, yeah. But to be competitive, you
is
need
150,
to be,
right?
Yeah, like 152 to 155.
That's great. It seems like I could do it. He could hit 2 iron and I could hit driver. That seems like that would be.
I know.
He's got an X7 in his 2 iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could spot me a couple clubs. Maybe a 5 wood versus driver would be fair.
I mean, it's a tough one for you when it comes to that stuff. I mean, anything that's in the mass market price is going to be
Texas rebar.
I mean, Texas rebar, but remember that's a wedge shaft.
It's true. They don't make one long.
They don't make one. Yeah, it was a wedge.
It
It was like a wedge shaft that was basically played at it's 7 iron length.
You were able to build it to 7 or 6 iron length,
Yeah,
but you couldn't go further, right?
No,
because it's meant to be one length.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't play it like 39.5 inches or something like that.
What is stiffer than an X7?
I mean, really, the stiffest out there is when it comes to if you want to play something 2 iron length. I mean, there's not really anyone making anything stiffer than like Ventus Black and things like that.
The 10TX, and he could tip it as much as humanly
yeah,
possible.
Yeah, you could definitely tip it. But there's really not that much. No. Probably going to feel too light for you as well, though, Bri. It's really tough one.
Strong lad.
Strong. Not many shafts in the wall.
Strongman problems, eh? Strongman problems.
I mean, it's always interesting when we get people in here that are that fast, because most of the wall is kind of at that point, void.
Tough, right? Yeah, you have very few. But long drive is its own thing, and I think that's why they have Patterson and these companies makes special stuff for these guys and women obviously as well, because they're just so much stronger than everyone else in speed.
Chatting with the guys at Patterson actually a little bit about some of the kind of their processes and things like that. I mean, they said that like a bunch of their players, Kyle Berkshire and those types of guys, are using like 225 to 245 CPM shafts. So they're actually using some softer stuff.
So it's a bit sneaky in that sense. Like it's the flex is helping them.
Trying to generate more lead deflection, speed, right? More club head speed.
So cool.
All that sort of stuff.
Stuart says hi from Scotland. Hello, Stuart.
Stuart, Scotland. How are you, my man? Happy St Andrews Day.
Happy St Andrews Day.
Happy St Andrews Day.
Zachary got his TXG ball marker this weekend. Fantastic. I blew it on Cyber Monday. I'm going to take full responsibility, just so everyone knows. I blew
We'll do our own Cyber Monday.
Yeah, we'll do like a Cyber Wednesday.
We'll do like TXG Thursday.
I got the towels up, and then honestly, Sunday I intended to do it. I just continued on living my life.
You guys have got enough people offering you things, and
Yeah, I didn't want to get drowned in it, I guess, too, right?
We have our own sort of little idea coming for some things we're going to do over the festive period.
Plus, we'll give some stuff away on Friday. We will be in Mississauga. We'll be on the comfortable lounge couch.
That's right.
For a live, probably around the same time. I think probably around the same time, or maybe slightly earlier. So we'll give something away on Friday. Maybe the
first. That's a great idea.
Maybe the first day.
Do it on the lives or something.
TXG Christmas could start with a serious Inesis package for someone. So we'll figure it out. We'll announce it. We don't necessarily have to make it live only, although you could if you wanted to. But we'll announce it on the live. We have some great stuff to give away.
That is a great idea.
We've been blessed with some lovely product.
I love that. Brian has sent the TXG store link to his wife. Hopefully she took the hint for Christmas. That's
a great thing to do. Yes, txg.ca to your wives.
Sean said 25 days of TXG. That's
something like that.
That's something like the thing we're thinking.
There'll probably be 25 TXG videos in December. I think we did 31 videos in March or something, including lives.
That's wild.
So I think if in December, I'm just throwing this out there, I think what we may accomplish is the following. I believe we're going to have 2 lives a week, one of which will be a Q&A, and maybe one of which will be like a 9-hole thing at Mississauga.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking we play a few holes on Friday if you want, after we do a few questions.
That'd be good.
So I was kind of thinking those 2 per week, whether it's Friday or Thursday and Monday, and then an actual video per day. So I actually think that we may do 7 a week, Monday through Friday, for 4 weeks, plus the extra days. So I think we may do 30 there's 31 days. I think we may do 31 in December.
A wild scene.
Although we will take
You'll be sick of us.
We'll be taking a break for Christmas, so we'll see. We'll see. A little break. New members, welcome. There's a lot of you, so welcome. Members. This is for all of you, just so you know. And
Maverick Attacks is asking, Matty, how hard is your slap shot?
To be honest with you, it's pretty disappointing.
Is it?
When I stopped playing hockey competitively, I got into golf. So I never took, to be honest with you, I never played hockey really seriously as an adult. I only was playing it seriously as a the last time I played hockey seriously, I was like 12 years old.
Really?
So playing now is for fun. It's really just to see my friends.
Yeah.
It's just to see my friends and get a bit of exercise. So my slap shot is, believe me, I should ask my buddies what they think. I'm probably, when it comes to hockey, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd be a single-digit handicap. Maybe I would be. I'd be a decent single-digit handicap playing hockey. I don't do anything special, I promise you. I'm there for moral support mostly. I like to yell from the bench, encourage my friends who are better than me.
Football's the same back home. For anyone who plays,
it's tough.
Beyond a certain age, it's just you're there for the social element.
And I still love playing.
I
still love playing, but it's mostly to see my friends.
Yeah,
and it's just a fun activity.
Absolutely.
It's more productive than drinking, right? Which we can do after and before.
Kyle's asking, along those lines, how good is your skating, Ian? Well,
do you know how to skate?
If you're familiar with Bambi on ice.
I am, yeah. That's what Lindsay says about herself, too.
That would be me.
You should find something fun that you'd like to do. You know what you'd love? One year you should go to Ottawa. So the Ottawa River freezes, obviously.
Right,
and you skate it, and there's like food stands and
That
hot
would be
tea.
good.
And like, have you ever had a beaver tail? The beaver tails?
All the way down.
You love that. I told Lindsay the same thing. I'm like, I get it. You don't want to go to a rink and with a granny chair and learn how to skate, but something like that.
I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Noah's getting so big, and just thinking about different things that will get him doing, and like I can't wait to get him skiing.
He would love skiing.
Just can't wait to get him on it, like a little set of skis.
The good news is you have so many options. You don't have to drive that far.
No, that's it.
There's stuff out near me. There's ski hills 20 minutes from my house.
Yep.
Young man, he is getting big, eh? When you were on FaceTime with Trace the other day, like she picked him up. I'm like,
he's
good God,
massive.
the size of the kid.
He is massive.
What are you feeding that guy?
He's something else. Bandit needs a beaver tail.
What's Bandit saying?
He used to say beaver tail.
And something to eat, Bandit? And something to eat, eh, bud? It's a Canadian legend, the beaver tail.
Yep.
Sorry, back into it.
Rod said, there went our PG rating.
I know. I think we lost it a while ago.
Well, yeah, we did.
You know what's good? I'm proud of us. We've never had anything demonetized, so we must be still pretty.
Is that
PG.
right?
Nothing's ever been demonetized.
So YouTube can.
The only time that I think we let a thing or two go, and it's mostly me in terms of like swearing, is mostly on lives. And I don't know, like they'd have to really someone would have to complain, and then they'd have to comb through our hours of Cheshire to find it. They got bigger fish to fry.
That's right. Not worrying about us, lads.
Holden, welcome. All right, from Russ, our pal Russ. Russ, you are in Project X 5.5 right now. Lovely. 7-iron swing speed is in the 85 range. Good. Looking to ease some joint soreness, maybe get a little more height in graphite. What do you think? Fuji Pro is one of many choices. What else do you like for Russ?
At 115. 115, what else do we like?
Weight category?
Well, I mean, it just depends. So you're looking for some extra height.
Maybe focus on the joint thing first is probably his best port of call. I mean, the height would come for if he's able to swing that a little faster and easier. Height's going to come naturally through like ball speed anyway, right?
Yeah, you're not really going to, graphite shafts aren't softer in the sense that they're going to hit the ball higher.
No.
I mean, you've got a bunch of companies making parallel shafts at 115. You've got Acra, you've got Fuji. You may also want to look at some constant weight stuff as well, Russ. Something like an Aerotech 110 CW would also be good. Just not a huge fan of descending weight shafts.
Yes,
I just
true. Constant weight is the Acra
constant
like?
or ascending, but if you look at, I just don't really think you want the lightest shaft in the bag to be a pitching wedge.
No, it's an unfortunate feeling, I would imagine, especially with graphite. You wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So constant weight or ascending weight graphite for our pal Russ.
Yes.
That'd be nice, eh? If you come from Project X 5.5, it's not heavy, but it's not light either.
Yeah, 115. I mean, you're in the right wheelhouse. I love where you're at
It's
with
just the
it.
vibration dampening is basically.
Yeah. I would also. I mean, they're not readily that available, but the Acra steel, it feels like a graphite and sort of has that smoothness to it, but it's actually a steel shaft.
Yeah, that's right.
So
the eye steel.
that one comes at 115 also.
Good option. It's a quick, easy one
That
here.
rain is really coming down, eh?
It's pissing, I know.
Absolutely hear it pounding the ceiling.
It's a mess. It is a mess.
Thoughts on Iomic grips, Matty boy?
Sorry. Yep, let's do that first.
Yeah.
I used to have an Iomic grip on my putter for the longest time. I loved it at the time. They've kind of fallen out of, I feel like they're just not as popular anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird. They had a real, like Golf Town used to have every color. It was a thing, like you'd go and get, I used to have like the white one, and then of course it looked like crap after a day, and then you get something else, but never used them on my full swing.
We used to do a ton of Iomic grips.
I wonder what happened.
Now I can.
Sure, they're huge like elsewhere, but here specifically, I don't see anybody using them anymore.
We very rarely do a set with Iomic anymore.
It would be a request, I'm assuming. Like someone comes
Somebody
in and
who's used them, maybe
wants
changing an old set when they were a bit more popular and stuff like that. But there was,
interesting, yeah.
yeah,
The ebbs and flows. Well, other companies have come out with the color story thing, so I feel like that ate into their market share a bit. This is the one I want to take quickly. Favorite direct-to-consumer ball, seeing as we've tested so many.
we have tested a bunch.
What do you like? What do you
Snell.
think? Yeah, I was going to say Snell I think is your best bet. I've recommended that to a few people.
Yeah.
Just in terms of people that, perfect example, our pal famous Sammy. I finally convinced him that playing the Kirkland ball is not to his benefit because despite it being good for greenside spin, I said, you're losing yards everywhere else. So he finally listened to me and I said, regular Pro V1 is perfect for you for many reasons. And understandably, he said, I don't want to pay 65 Canadian for a box. So I said, order the MTB Black from Snell, get a couple boxes, you'll be laughing. And he did, and he loves them. And I played with numerous people that have done that. So I think direct, like Pro V1 alternative, Snell is the best one.
Yeah.
There are other balls that perform similar, but I think I would trust the Snell the best based on what we know.
In the little sort of time I had yesterday to hit some balls, I tested a prototype golf ball that we've been talking about a little bit on the channel recently in a white box.
Oh yeah, did you? What did you think?
So I think I had 10 drives over 175 ball speed with the driver.
Really?
I think I've never been over one. I think 170. I had 177.4 or some 177.
When you posted the video that time, right?
Yesterday. That was
so that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
So you broke your personal best again.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
And like
Your neck must be feeling better.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And the ball speed off that thing it wasn't even a good hit, honestly. I mean, the strike was like 13 millimeters low, 5 in the toe, a 146 efficiency.
177.
177.
Dude, that's nuts.
Nuts.
Did you feel like you were swinging at your maximum kind of?
No, I didn't feel
really?
like I never feel like I'm anywhere close to maximum.
See, that's really good because before I know when you wanted to, well, you were working on getting over 175.
Yeah.
You had the longer driver, and I know you were going like full out.
Yeah.
But that's a very different conversation if you can get there a little bit more in control.
There's just certain
that's really interesting.
certain kind of like swings that just feel like a lot more comes out, and it is interesting.
That is really interesting.
I would be curious to do more sort of 3D testing and see why that is.
You must be getting more, just you're developing more efficient speed in your swing. I think you must be.
So I kind of had a different thought sort of yesterday, and obviously like I've got that little kind of kick in to start my backswing, and I'm like, well, it's not really doing anything.
Okay.
So like, if you watch a discus thrower.
Yes.
So they'll go like down and rotary, and then they'll spring up, right? So there's more, almost like if you've ever done like a reverse wood chop on the cable machine, like
low
that
to high.
way.
Yeah.
So kind of my trigger move was more to move down and rotary, and then really move it away. And the thought was trying to kind of like start the backswing with way more speed, almost like trying to start, almost like a pull chain on
some pace to it.
Yeah, on like a lawnmower or something like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
And the speed just went.
Oh, I got to see a few of these swings today.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and you were okay in terms. It wasn't like putting stress on your neck.
Didn't feel anything.
See, that's very interesting. That to me means that the right muscles are being engaged.
Yeah.
Because I think when both of our necks get messed up, it's all pure like pushing, force.
Yeah, force.
That's great. We'll have to take a little gander. So good news for a certain prototype ball that we.
Very good news.
No one would know what we're talking about, of course. But. All right. That's kind of an interesting question, Omar. I think this is useful question. So, how do you tell if a golf pro is good for lessons? What should I look for during the lesson outside of improvement? Good, and I think we can answer this even before you go, Omar. Like, how do you look at the credibility and sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like how how many people in the industry would refer them maybe?
Yeah,
like how many
yeah.
people would you be able to find that said, I had a great lesson and see the results? I think it's the best time to probably check on someone in history. It's probably never been easier to find out
100%.
if someone's good at something, and by reverse order to find out if they're bad, right?
I mean, if you wanted to figure out if TXG were any good at club fitting, and there's no doubt about it, this has been sort of the body of work.
That's why we started
people,
the channel.
Yes.
Remember, we said I want people to know whether TXG is good.
I want you guys to be able to watch it and see prior to coming in whether you think this is for you or not, and judge us that way, and kind of interact with us and things like that. And I think that was the best move we ever made, aside from obviously what the channel has become, but. In terms of the business, that was the best thing we ever done. Was we showed people who we were and what we do and how we do it, and then let you guys decide whether it's for you or actually you think the person you went to previous was actually better. Or
and it's such a good point, because now someone, even if they don't end up getting a fit with you, they do have an idea of TXG's philosophy. Then they can go on Google reviews and Facebook reviews and all these reviews and see what people have said.
Yeah.
And I think so for Omar, I would encourage you to. You don't necessarily have to do exactly this thing where you would look. Tyler McGee and Larry, for example, both have YouTube channels. Lei Chung, you can watch how they teach.
Yeah.
Then you can look at reviews of how they've taught, and then you can go see them. But I would say there are thousands of pros doing stuff on Instagram even.
Yeah.
Get some idea from them how they teach, or at least get some referrals and go at it that way. Because I think Omar's question was, when I'm in the lesson, how do I know if they're doing a good job? I think it's too late.
Yeah.
Way too late. That would be kind of like, I want to know if this restaurant's good. I'm already taking a bite and going, oh dear, no good. So true. And it's too late. So for Omar, I would say, do as much research as you can. Look on YouTube. I don't know where you live, Omar, but depending on where you live, search on Instagram and see who's around you, who's producing some. Let someone show you who they are a little bit.
Definitely.
Before you commit to it.
Like you say, if social media is a sort of a platform for peacocking a little bit right now.
100%.
So
that's very true.
You kind of, the ones who maybe are avoiding it, they might be just adverse to technology and things like that or whatever, but I mean, all the top coaches now are on there. Somebody who would probably push back against this type of thing I'll use Sean Foley as an example. True. Probably doesn't love the merits of social media in the wider, broader sense, but understands that it's the nature of the modern world.
But for him, he's been on Golf Channel, right? So in his opinion, he's probably already presented enough of his. Yeah. He's also probably not someone looking for picking up lessons with regular golfers, right? He's in a different category. It's a great point, though. Not everyone, and take that as an example. Like, you're not going to see Butch Harmon posting stuff. It doesn't mean he's not a good coach. Yeah. But you have to decide, who are you looking for? Are you looking for that type of person that is a little bit more in tune with the modern stuff? Then you will look for them there. Yeah. If not, I think someone like Sean Foley and Butch have a legacy of people, millions of people that, not millions, thousands of people that would refer you to them. So it's just a different conversation. It's the conversation is it's credibility, right?
Definitely.
Find out if this person has credibility and find it out from a source you trust.
Yeah.
That's it.
Definitely.
Spend your money accordingly.
That is it. Right. You guys should get Mac Boucher to do some TXG instructor series videos now that he's with TXG. We would if he wasn't currently landing in Dubai.
Yeah, he's on a plane, isn't he?
He is. He'll probably land in any minute.
Did he go on his own, or did Rebecca go?
Rebecca as well.
So they're in Dubai for a little adventure. Where are they staying?
They are staying. They got a nice hotel, a Hyatt or something like that. I mean, I think they were like paid $1,300 for a month.
So obviously Dubai is hurting for tourism.
No one's
traveling.
To say. Yeah, no one's traveling out there and stuff.
Good for them. They have a little arrangement with a course or anything, or?
So I've tried to set them up. I reached out to a few friends of mine at the Els Club and at Trump. And
there's a Trump course in Dubai? I didn't know that.
Dubai, yeah. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Sven, who I worked with at Turnberry, is the head pro at Dubai. Wow. And Michael Sweeney, who was the head of the golf academy at Turnberry, is at Jumeirah Estates, where they play the DP
so
World Challenge final.
They want to make the move to.
I mean, honestly, Dubai is run by British, pros, for the most part, but there are a ton of Scots out there.
Really?
So many.
This is quite the place, this Trump International
Yeah,
Golf
it's
Dubai.
unbelievable.
My God.
It's unbelievable.
What a place that is.
And the Els Club is just wild.
I've also heard great things about the Els Club.
Wild.
Well, I think these two lads, speaking of hijacking someone else's question and journey, we should go to Dubai.
We're on the list to be included in the bubble.
That's right.
For
Euro
February.
Tour.
Yeah,
I was telling
when
Lindsay about that.
for when the Dubai Desert Classic and all those events kind of go out
So
there.
excited.
So
Fingers crossed that we'll be able to go.
We're on the list. That'd be great.
I'm optimistic.
It would
Throwing
be
that out
great.
there. I'm optimistic for, what did you say, February?
February.
I'm optimistic.
Be great.
I think you and I will be going. This is a good one. I love this question. Will's asking for both of us, what is the one club you would like to swap out in each other's bag?
Oh.
And what would you replace it with? It's too bad because
I love that.
6 months ago would have been easier, but right now, what's
Yeah.
the one club? You go first. So what about
What I want out of your bag?
And it's sort of unfair because it's changed 14 times. Mm-hmm. Well, and the other thing that's unfair for you is you've put all these things in my bag.
I mean,
That's the best part.
I would definitely.
What do you like?
I would say the one club I could switch out that could do the most good would be get you a putter that you just love.
Yeah, I got to work on my putting, and I like the stuff we worked on with the putter. It helped me a lot. I liked what you did with my Bobby Grace, and I liked that you identified that putter as good. I putted better, there's no doubt. But my personal skill level is such a massive plateau for putting. I'm so under where I should be that once I work on that with Gareth over the winter, I can't wait to do some putter stuff with you in the
That
spring.
would be the one for me.
For you, I mean, you replaced that hybrid. I'm still getting over that. Driver's good. Your 3-wood's good. Your irons have been fantastic.
The hybrid's up for grabs for me for sure.
So So I think the driving iron has situated itself. I think your driving iron definitely stays. Your wedges are good. I think it might be putter for you too.
Yeah.
I would say you may reassess your long game, but
Yep.
that may just be something like a new driving iron or 2 driving irons instead of the hybrid. But yeah, as you said, you've been hitting the ball great, and the only thing you were upset with at the end of the year was your putting. So I think we just sit and have a Quintic session in the spring, and we decide on something new.
I want to see what's going on. My stroke, I think, has changed. I think it's something. Definitely, there's something going on with putters for me right now. That anything, and it's kind of completely counterintuitive, but anything with toe hang
Really?
has a real hard time going. It really goes left now.
So you're pulling toe hang putters.
So
that's how I feel.
Yeah. So
That's how I
I'm
feel.
really pulling them left. So and when I putt
Very
with
interesting.
a face balance putter, I'm actually putting way better right now.
That is crazy to hear.
Yeah.
I also feel like that's the case. And I confuse myself because I know that when I miss
know.
a putt, I usually pull it.
Yeah.
And that putter has the most toe hang on earth, so
Yeah.
it should be perfect.
I think it has a lot to do with where your putter reaches the point of square. So in the same way that on the backstroke, the head being heavier will make the putter fall more open.
Yes.
Once the putter gets to the point where square and beyond, once the toe gets ahead of the heel, that putter is starting to close at a faster
I never
rate.
thought of that.
So it's just about at what point does it reach square.
So the toe hang can work against you. If it gets past square, which it easily could,
Yeah.
then you're screwed because then it won't be savable.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
So I feel like that's what's. I mean, I've hit some putts
that.
recently that, I've kind of been in shock after them. They were so
You're
bad.
just like, what am I doing?
What is that?
I know. I've burst out laughing at myself numerous times.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
oh, you got 4 feet for birdie. Zero. Didn't even touch the hole.
No good.
Good question, Will. We appreciate it. Phil's asking, speaking of putting, why I wouldn't switch to the Cobra Super Sport putter. I wouldn't not do it, Phil. We're not playing golf right now.
Yeah.
It's, season's over. I won't be putting on real grass unless we go away. So it is 100% a putter that I and many other people would consider. It'll be in the conversation. I sent a message to Cobra and asked them if we're allowed to bend it, because I remember the lie angle numbers were really up. The numbers were great, but it was upright for me all the time. And I looked at the video and it was sitting a little, and that would just be a personal preference thing. I don't like the look of that.
Yeah.
So I asked them if we can bend it without destroying it. So if that's the case, I might fiddle with it a bit more.
Definitely.
I like it. I like the setup there. So
William is saying, sounds like you should both try arm lock putting at least
we
for
should do
a
that for
change
a
of
test.
pace.
You said that for a test. I don't think I'd do it on the course, but I'll test it for you.
There'd be more chance of me using hickory shafts than an arm lock putter.
Yeah, I have no intention of doing it, but I don't have an issue testing it for people that may be curious. You won't see us doing it.
My issue with testing it for me personally is, well, not my issue of even doing a video with it is.
You just don't believe in it.
No, I've done it and I just don't think I could do any value or do it justice because I'm terrible with it.
I've never even tried it.
Oh
I don't know
man,
how you do it. We need a lesson on how to do it, wouldn't we?
We'd probably need some tuition.
We'll look at the YouTube video. It's the best way to find out.
Kevin McHugh is asking, would I rather play the old course with the Rangers manager Steven Gerrard?
Okay, is he a legend?
He will be if he wins the league this year. Or Augusta with Tiger. Well, that's an easy one. As much as I love the Rangers, that's the easiest one, Kevin. That's Augusta with T Woods. Augusta with anyone, with Matty Boy, please.
With the biggest, I'd play Augusta with the biggest jerks in the world, let alone people you like, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I think you and I may get the opportunity. You never know.
I think we will.
That'd be fun.
I'm saying yes.
Who's our pal that caddies there? I would like Scott to join us. Scott, you can play.
Come on, Scott.
But we want your local knowledge selfishly as well. But that would be fun.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
That's a bucket list. We're gonna try to make that happen. Well, I want to go to Augusta first. I gotta start planting that seed. I want to go in April, so we got to figure out how to get tickets. I want to go. I think Lindsay wants to go too.
Yeah.
So she would come down for a few days. She has clients in Georgia.
Does she really?
As I told you, she's going to sell furniture to Augusta, the hotel, or the clubhouse. They're putting an order in.
I didn't know
swear
that.
I told you this. Oh yeah. They're a client of hers.
Wow.
So they're refreshing the furniture and probably like the members' lounges and stuff. So they're ordering some stuff through.
Can you slip a little business card down this
what I said to her.
Side of the
She's like,
sofa?
if I give them a deal, would they give us tickets? I'm like, I don't think they need a deal. And they probably aren't going to give us tickets. But I feel like we can get tickets elsewhere.
Wow.
But yeah, we could take a
we can get tickets
little TXG family trip down there.
Any Augusta hookups in the live today? Any Augusta hookups?
1,000 of you? Whoop, whoop, whoop,
I know.
Sending out the vibes. Sending out the vibes. All right. Well, I swear, we'll answer a few of your questions right now. I swear we will.
Matty, what hybrid are you using right now? Ryan's asking.
I'm not. I'm using a Callaway previous generation driving iron, the X-Forged UT. There's a new version coming that we're going to test, but that is my current club. I do have a not a sim.
Scotty boys in the house.
We're down two. I had an M6 hybrid previously, but I've been using the driving iron because I like it.
Yeah.
And that is probably not going to change. I may change the new one though, because I'm sure it's better. I want to consider Strixon and a bunch of others, but I want to test new driving irons, including the Callaway and the Titleist and all.
I think this actually is going to be very controversial. I think I'm going to change my driving iron for next year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What do you?
I think Strixon.
You'll test that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, definitely test it. I think. Now this may be where I'm going wrong with this theory, but because the P790 UDI is very one-dimensional.
Fair.
Bullets, low spin, hot, far.
Yeah.
Like lots of run.
That's accurate. Very accurate.
Probably looking for something to be a little bit more in the versatile stakes, and that's where I think that
Strixon
utility could be a bit more.
Because I when I hit it in the video, it was pretty simple to hit a low flighted shot under 3,000 spin, but you could also kind of slide one with a little fade and get some spin on it.
Yeah.
You know what might be interesting for you though? I honestly wonder if you might carry two driving irons and get rid of the hybrid entirely, keep your P790 or similar, and then a slightly higher lofted driving iron above it with a different spin profile like the Strixon one,
right,
or the Titleist one, and then you have both.
You're talking, and I'm picturing a video actually.
Yeah.
So I used to use a driving iron, and I was occasionally decent with it, but everyone used to be like, "Why are you using that thing? You suck with it. You're rubbish with it." And I kind of felt like I had enough good shots with it that kind of merited its part in the bag.
Fair.
But when I kind of got to really digging deep and thinking about it, I was far too shallow to be using it. So anytime, so if it was in the right lie, unbelievable. I could launch it so high and so good. If it was sitting in any kind of rough, The amount of kind of like, you know, how heavy I would hit it, how far behind I would hit it.
The amount of earth you're catching prior to the ball.
Prior to the ball, and sort of, it not even so much even getting to the earth, but more just like your interaction with the grass occurs.
Blades of grass,
4 or 5 inches behind the ball. That it kind of takes all the momentum and energy. And I was thinking about that wedge board that we've got, because we've got all those different turfs.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And if we flip the turf around,
you get the soft one.
Fluff it up, and then hit some longer clubs and do like a, you know, when to use and when not to use a driving iron.
And a hybrid.
Hybrid as well.
People say that to me all the time. They're like, how can you use a driving iron if you're in the rough? I'm like, I don't use it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That'd be a good one, eh?
Yeah. Because it's not just a tee club for most people. It is a club that they use a bunch. You may punch out with it and stuff like that.
Get that new big fancy camera yours in there. And just, I think it'd be so good to see that that club and how early. Look at this thing.
I gave birth to a son the other day, just so you know.
Look at this.
It's my new toy. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll zoom in. Buff.
This is why the channel in 2021 is going
crazy
to the next level.
You will be experiencing 4K in the near future. So this will replace this camera that you're looking at, and I'm going to buy another one similar that will replace that guy over there. That camera cost me $8,000 when I bought it. I don't know if I could get $500 anymore.
Is that right?
Don't think. I might have to give it away. I was saying to Luke, I'm like, do you have any friends? Like, even if they're film students, I'm like, they can pretty much just have it.
Well, we'll do a little deal with that. We'll do a little contra something for that.
What do you mean?
We'll put it in the other store, and the boys can use it for.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
It's literally not worth anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We'll use it.
We'll do it for something.
But anyway, I'm going to replace it so that we can film 4K.
It'd be good to even have it, like, whether it's down at the other shop for when new product comes in, and the boys can do a professional job.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So the good thing about that is you plug it in. I'll set up a little station. I was even thinking that for Mikey.
Yeah.
I want to set him up a photo station, but we can do both.
Yeah.
Because when he's got his new builds, and we'll have a nice background for him. That's a good point. We should use it for that. Okay. It has life still. I also was going to, I've done this before, but let me know if you guys watch us on your TV or like a screen that's bigger than a phone even. And do you turn 4K on? Like, do you do it? I'm very curious. I know a lot of people said yes. And I've started watching a lot of YouTube videos on my TV with Apple TV.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, I think our videos look really good the way they are. But a 4K version of that would just be
unreal.
Drop dead gorgeous.
Unreal. People are losing their mind.
What the fuck is that? Yeah. That is, no, it's a Canon. It's a Canon camera.
Remember the,
I
must remember the name of the gentleman who owns
That's
Red.
Right. You did some work with him, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we were going to. He blew out his shoulder before he was coming up. I think he owns like Red cameras and Oakley or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Red has some interesting stuff coming out too. That might be, well, I need them to match. Eventually we can get a Red for someone else. They need to match the color sign so that it looks sexy when you cut between angles.
Another epiphany I had over the weekend.
Love it.
Do too much thinking when I'm downtime is
it's good and bad, isn't it?
I know, it gets the mind going. So within 3 years, I want to get into, now I have amateur status back and all that sort of stuff. I want to play in the Dunhill at the end of the year.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, in Scotland.
I think that's fantastic. I love that. So a goal. He wants to get into that Alfred Dunhill.
Within 3 years, I want to play in the Dunhill.
I think you're 100% capable of it. Let's make it happen.
You
know what we're going to start with, though? We need to get to 150,000 subscribers.
How are we doing? 126.
And then I'm going to turn you green.
Oh, look at that! Is some serious green action.
Yeah, I think I was talking to a bunch of people about this, and I was talking to Lindsay about it too. It's just like the exponential nature of how this entire community is growing and changing.
Yeah.
I think presents opportunities for stuff like what you're talking about, personal goals and dreams that you want to achieve. I think it may seem, maybe 5 years ago that may have seemed lofty.
Yeah.
I think now it's actually currently a realistic goal. And I think in a year or even less, it may become like an accessible and like literally an incoming thing that occurs, because it's almost like it's so far off the planet compared to what I thought was possible. That plaque is like, all this stuff is just so not predictable.
Yeah.
that now I think even if we start to say, okay, well, I didn't think that was possible, so I wonder if the following is possible. Stuff like what you're saying is like, dude, it's realistic. I think you could 100% do that.
Yeah.
I'll caddy for you.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Be a time of our life.
It would be. Can you imagine like documenting?
We would document the whole thing.
The week playing in the Dunhill, and
so that's
all the people
2000
we'd meet.
Yeah, you'd meet all these amazing people. That would be 2022 or 23.
So through, as I say, I made a little list. There goes our light.
Oh.
I made a little list of people
Plug that in.
who sort of will be able to help with that.
Okay, good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so more on that then, because I like an epiphany like that. See, that's a good epiphany. A bad weekend epiphany is like, oh Jesus.
See, that's so MJS Golf is saying Dunhill and the Pebble Beach Pro-Am double need to be a billionaire first. That's what people think. You don't.
No, you don't. Well, here's the reality. It's based on connections, obviously.
Based on connections.
So the reality is, as we all understand, the richest people in the world are usually the most connected. So that's why you see them there. But that doesn't mean that no one else plays in it.
Yeah.
So Michael Pena, who we have some contact with.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, Michael's obviously done very well for himself. He's a very famous actor.
Michael's
but
doing great.
Michael's not a billionaire. He's a guy that loves golf. And obviously through the Hollywood community, he's playing in Pebble Beach. But I think it's realistic. I don't see why at some point you wouldn't receive an invite to something like that. I don't see any reason why not.
Definitely.
So many camera. Oh, Nate is a senior engineer at Canon. Well, Nate, you should be proud of this one. It's a C300 Mark III, correct? Yeah, I got it. I got it just recently.
It's a hell of a spot, Nate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a senior engineer, you probably worked on it, so you would know. It's my pride and joy. Pride and joy, that thing. Can't wait.
Been looking forward to that one for a long time, eh?
It's just great. Yeah, as I said to you, it kind of feels like the way I would feel like buying a TrackMan as an individual kind of like proprietor of something. So can't wait to keep using it. We've been using it a little bit here and there. To be honest with you, I'm just learning how to use it. The close-ups, I miss young Luke during this lockdown. He is very good at it. I'm trying to kind of keep that going, but I used it for the close-ups, and so we're getting there.
Yes, sir.
SST Puring videos, because we haven't mentioned it in a couple weeks. It is still on the table. SST Puring has begun, am I right?
SST Puring has begun,
we've TXG Mississauga. I'll tell you what, we'll do a couple photos for Instagram when I'm there on Friday.
Definitely.
And we'll start to chat about it.
There's very likely to be a puring versus
Unpuring.
A pured versus non-pured test on Friday.
Good. That would be awesome. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to start with like a graphite, like a wood shaft, or would you do it in an iron? Does it matter?
I mean, I would love to do basically like a set, an iron set.
Oh, okay. Pured and
because that's how I describe it to people. Is that, a one-off club? Are you going to see a massive difference in puring? Massive, probably not.
Fair.
Could you see a difference? You quite possibly could. With a set of clubs and having them obviously matching and kind of have them all
properly built, right?
Properly built.
That's a great question or a great comment. So you're saying like over the course of a season with a nice pured set of irons, you're gonna save strokes. It's just not necessarily one shot versus the next.
We'll take this one on Paul saying, why doesn't Matty play professional golf? He hits the ball a long, long way. There are people who are 15 handicappers who hit it way further than you do.
100%.
Right?
That's not unfortunately the thing that makes the money, is it? Ball's got to go in the hole.
Long and straight, which you have in the locker in your, and you would drive it. You'd probably drive it good enough to be.
Yeah,
in line with certain tour players.
On a good driving day, like some of the rounds I had near the end of the year that I was telling you about, I feel like I drove it to be. When I look at the stats of it in terms of the distance and how many fairways I hit, and to be fair, this is my own course, so take it with a grain of salt. But I had some good rounds with Famous Sammy at Windance. I probably hit 80% of the fairways with my driver, and I was averaging like a good 320 or more. Yeah. So I've definitely had PGA Tour level rounds recently with driving. Yeah. But I've had 1 or 2 PGA Tour rounds in terms of short game. Yeah. And I had a really good round at my course where I putted. I probably had like 26 putts. But it happens once a year. So I would love it. I would love to compete a bit and do some stuff maybe next year, but it's one step at a time. I mean, I would like to maybe play in some amateur stuff like what you were talking about, and just get a feel for it. I'm open to it where I used to be completely unopen to it. I feel like I'm physically capable of these things. I don't know that I'm currently mentally capable of them. So I want to work on just that part of the game, just the execution part of the game. Actually, as I said, get the ball in the hole.
I think if you built an electric short game, you could play the game at almost any level you wanted.
It's
if
the
you
short
built
game.
an electric short
I agree.
game.
Yeah, the short game is everyone knows it. It's what separates the best from the almost best, and it always will, and it always has. But no, I want to play a little bit more seriously next year for what it's worth. What that means, it won't be the PGA Tour by any means, but it'll be something. Play something. And hopefully the world is available for us to play in some more stuff.
That would be good. Yeah. Rob Greenspan is saying there's golf.
Hello, Rob.
And then there's tournament golf.
Yeah, it's a different sport.
That's
almost.
Very true.
It's almost a different sport.
Very,
I learned that at my
true.
club championship this year. I played bad. Okay. There are some interesting questions about. I just saw a couple about iron. Let me find that. If you've got one in the meantime, there was just one that I thought looked really good. Quick news flash. 11:15, we have a video coming out. So we will be wrapping up in about 10 minutes.
What do we have coming out today?
The driver and 3-wood shaft video. So should your driver and 3-wood shaft be the same? Should they be a matched article? That's coming out in 12 minutes. Good video. Good video. It's very nice and concise. I edited it. It's very to the point and
nice and tight.
I think people will find it quite interesting.
I brought up those new hazardous smoke blue shafts today. RDX. So I brought up the driver and the
fairway one
and the fairway wood.
Nice.
So we'll do some of those. We'll do some testing and videos.
Much requested.
Today.
I've heard a lot of people want to see the old hazardous line. New stuff.
Matty boy, your best career round. What's your best career round?
Mine has a bit of an asterisk. I mean, I shot a 65 at Cedar Brae this summer, but it was from the white tees, which are considerably easier. I shot a couple under from our blue tees, which was probably my best actual round of golf.
Yeah.
I shot a little even par or one under at Windance from their 6,800 yard tees. That was a good accomplishment. That's probably one of my best rounds I've had probably that's my best round. That one and my recent one at Cedar Brae, where I broke par at a place that I feel was difficult under the circumstances.
It's nice, like your Windance one. It's nice to travel and do it, isn't it?
It feels. You're right. It feels. It's not like playing well at your home course is easy, but there's a lot of validation that comes from playing well somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think, especially a hard course.
Yeah.
What about you? You had some crackers this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Your Coppenwood round that you told me about. Was that last year?
Coppenwood was last year.
Yeah. Many under there.
Yeah, it was 4 under there. At a couple of eagles in the back nine.
Anyone who's played Coppenwood can tell you that's some legit golf. That's a very tough but good golf course.
I had 6 under at Goodwood this year.
That's right, Goodwood.
That was a good one.
That's legit too. I haven't played there, but I've heard.
Yeah, I didn't really have many. To be honest, I didn't have many low rounds at Brampton this year.
It's probably going to take you a bit to. I think Brampton, you can score low, but you again, your short game, wedge game, putting at that course have to be
so good.
That's why I think we got it around okay. We didn't shoot any crazy number when we played, but it's tough to make putts there. It's tough to get the ball close to the hole. Like that par 4 that you hit a drive way up near the green. I mean, we had a 40-yard pitch. You had no chance of keeping the pitch on the surface.
No, I know.
So people are like, "Oh, how do you not, get a birdie putt from 40 yards away?" It's like, you try.
The place kills me, and I'm really curious next year to work on certain parts of my game to try and see if it makes the course much easier from a scoring perspective. It's definitely not off the tee. That's for sure.
You're good off the tee.
Whatever I do off the tee currently is enough for around there.
I totally agree.
It's wedges for sure.
Yeah.
Wedges and putting.
I think it'll take you a bit. When I joined Cedar Brae, I never even shot par like the first. I mean, I was way worse. It was 5 years ago, but I never shot par. Probably even the first couple of years. It took me quite a while. Now I was getting better at the same time, but also learning the golf course. It helps. Knowing where to miss, knowing what the round ending misses are, it makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Yep.
What else can we do before we sign off?
Let's see.
Let's take a couple more because we've got I want to basically leave you guys ready to jump over to the other video as we did. So let's take about 6 more minutes worth of stuff.
Okay. Can you give us an idea on when the G425 will be available? It'll be available in February.
Okay, good.
Be available in February.
Nice. January and February will be busy. Lots of stuff coming up.
Tobias is asking, I've seen him ask this a couple of times now, how do you use Whoop to improve your golf game and overall fitness?
Interesting question. I had some good experiences with Gareth with it.
Yeah, you did.
It made me aware of how elevated my heart rate becomes before a shot. Like, I was shocked.
That was cool. That stuff that you guys were doing.
It was amazing. We're going to do more of it. That's part of the reason that, I'm going to probably resume my subscription to it, is to do more of that stuff when we get back outside. It was fascinating. As I said to you, there were rounds of golf that were pushing me towards a strain level that would be associated with like a half marathon or more.
Yeah.
I was pushing myself to like exhaustion by probably the 10th hole. So a lot of that stuff was very interesting. The breathing, watching your heart rate, looking at a round of golf, knowing when you engaged certain parts of your brain, because you could literally see, like, if I made a double in a round, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see anger,
yeah.
disappointment, giving up, and then, okay, I'm back. Like, you could physically see it. So it is amazing for that. And Gareth showed me one of his LPGA Tour players' stats. Whoop Day stats from a Sunday where she was in contention. She didn't end up winning, but she almost did. And her data was quite amazing. I think she had like a 16 strain or something. Now, she played really well, so she was able to manage it. So it's not just he said to me, it's not just a question of, oh boy, like my heart rate's elevated, I'm screwed. You can learn how to play well within it. So he said, if you can figure out a way to breathe and bring it down, good. And then go ahead and hit your shot. And that's what I did with him in videos we did.
Yeah.
But you're not always going to be able to do that. There's no way. Like, if take a Tour Pro, for example. You're really going to be able to calm down the 18th tee at Augusta when you have a one-shot lead? No. So you need to learn how to perform when you're at 150 beats per minute, which is what you'd be at sprinting on a treadmill. It's for anyone who wants to play at a higher level, even just improve their handicap, I think it's mandatory to understand what's happening in the old melon when you're swinging.
Agree. 100%.
It's amazing stuff. And that's just golf. Look at this. Thomas is watching. Okay, well, we're switching cameras just for Thomas.
Come on.
Thomas is watching on a 75-inch 4K QLED TV. Wow. So not only is it a big 4K TV, it's a nice one. Thomas, for you, soon enough, we'll be filling all those pixels. Your TV won't have to upscale us for much longer.
We're going to come round to Thomas's house to watch for movie night.
75-inch 4K, have I died?
Jody's asking, what loft and lie machine do we use? What brand do we use? Well, currently in this store we have Mitchell loft and lie machines, but we have actually just switched out to MR3 golf designs. So we have we just get 6 new loft and lie machines.
There's going to be one in here?
Going to be one in here. There's one in the Mississauga store. There's one in the Build Shop. There's ones for new stores.
Did Mikey post anything about it? Him and I are due for a film date, by the way.
I know.
Because we're gonna do a little video on those specifically.
That would be good. That would be good.
MR Designs. Yeah, that's right. The blue ones.
Nicholas is asking, can we do a comparison on the UDI versus DHY? We've done that, didn't we?
Yep. Nicholas, we've done both.
Nicholas, we've done that, my man.
Yep.
Checking the archive.
Not too long ago. We did them separately, but they've been done. What do we got time for? One more. Do the honors for us. Find us one more. What do you like?
Let's see. What's good? What do we love?
What do we love? A
lot of people asking about embargo dates. Casey's asking, did you end up posting the list of upcoming embargo dates you mentioned last week?
I'll give you 1 or 2 right now. How's that? That's my my contribution, because I have a memory like a leaky sieve, as they say. So I'm going to give you the Srixon embargo date first, because I think that's the next one that's coming. You emailed me this.
My dad is throwing us a set of googly eyes at the old new stores. New stores, question mark.
It's always being discussed, my friend.
We're always working on it.
I was talking about that with Lindsay on the weekend. Where your next locations will likely and should be. I gave her a list of my prediction of what would be first, second, and a likely third.
Love to see that list.
Tell you what it is right now if you want.
Yeah.
1,
Yep.
Florida, likely at OCN. 2, Scotland.
Yeah.
I think Scotland should, if it, in my opinion, I think you should do that second, and then I think third you should probably do California.
Cal?
That's my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I think you'll service a massive amount of people with that, and then I would say 4. I would consider something like Australia, because then not only Australians but everyone in the Eastern Hemisphere has a shorter flight to come see a TXG expert in their neighborhood.
Well,
here it is. What do you think of that list? What's
I
yours?
like it. What's that list?
I know yours is probably slightly different.
Well, no, not too different. Not too different. Definitely, definitely a lot of those locations on there. Scotland is definitely on the list. I'd love to do one in Texas somewhere, maybe even a couple in Texas.
To do something in Texas.
Yep, I definitely have
That's a great idea.
a lot of desire to do something in
Georgia
Texas.
too. Yeah, it's tough. You know what I was thinking about for you is it's just like, obviously it would be great. There's so many great locations. It's just what are the first ones? Because I think the first locations ultimately you want to serve as many people around the world as you can. With these international technically locations, because I mean ideally. Every person in every state will send you a message saying, I want one, I want one, I want one.
Well, we're seeing that right now. Just,
like Tokyo, of course, like
Seattle
would be great. But it's a question of where do you go first so that if you live in North Carolina, you can just zip down to Florida.
The reality is, Matty boy, with all of it, like I could make an argument why I'm desperate to go to Korea, why I'm desperate to go to China,
of course,
desperate to go to Japan, desperate to go to Florida, Texas, California, Scotland, England, Ireland. The reality is, we're going to do it all. We will be in every one of those places.
It's a question of time, not intention.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Dubai.
Dubai.
We need a research trip to Dubai.
Absolutely. I mean, Phil, it's funny, Phil saying don't set up in Ireland. So when a lot of people will say to us at times, don't go here, it's not a great spot. The fact that we've proven that we can run a business that is in demand and excess in Mississauga.
Yeah, a suburb of Canada.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good size city, but not a golfing metropolis by any means.
No, it's about 1 million people, right?
Yeah, I mean, and
Peel region.
If we can do well in that region, then we can do well in Ireland. Trust me, we can do well in Ottawa. We can do well in Calgary. We can do well in Vancouver. Like all those places, and people are like, oh well, the economy isn't great in Calgary. I'm not going there to try and sell 1 million things to 10 million people.
No,
we're going there for a population of, we're looking for about 1,000 golfers a year.
That's what people. You're absolutely right.
That's what we're looking for. 1,000 golfers a year.
Plus, there's people that go through that location for many great golf courses and so. No, absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely. It's exciting. It's exciting to think about something like that, isn't it?
I love it.
The concept of doing that is quite amazing. Oh, I've missed my deadline. Okay. So right now, you're probably getting a notification. New video is out. Please, by all means, go now if you'd like. And we're going to wrap up. It's 11:15.
Yep. Head over there. It's not. We're not premiering that, are we?
No.
No.
No, it should be out right now. I'm just triple checking, but please feel free to zip over there. Yeah, it's up. Matching driver and fairway wood shafts? Question mark. Most of you probably know the answer, but it's still an interesting video. It's not just a yes or no video. Just so you know, there's a million little nuggets in there. Actually, there's some great nuggets.
Yeah,
in
some
there.
good little nuggets. It's good. I love all this.
Yeah, you're getting some market research, aren't you?
And it's great. I love this. Scandinavia. Lot of Calgary. Lot of Calgary.
Western Canada is
what golf mats do we use? We use T-Line by Synthetic Turf International.
Okay.
That's what we do. Jay, you can stop spamming us with that one.
Now you've got your answer, Jay.
Sean, Matty boy.
Of course.
Sean's asking, are we allowed to pick up clubs from TXG? Yes, you are. Curbside pickup is still available. So reach out to the team. Sean, Jamie, and Kaelin, they're in there working today.
Fantastic.
And
Mississauga has curbside pickup.
Yeah, curbside pickup.
Don't be coming to this curb. There's nothing for you.
There's nothing. It's a wet and rainy curb.
Unless
today.
you're the Uber Eats driver, there's nothing for you.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah. No sign of grumpy UPS guy
No,
today.
he's probably taking a day off. Or he left all our stuff out in the rain.
That was just too. I mean,
that was too good.
What were the chances of that? We haven't seen him in
months.
Literally months.
Yeah, for it to happen on the live too was the stuff of legends. TXG legends.
Legendary.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go watch the video, please.
Yes.
Do us a favor.
Yeah. What's the title?
It is called precisely the following.
Should you use the same shaft in your 3-wood as you have in your driver? Yeah, basically.
I paraphrased it a bit just to keep it shorter, but yeah, matching driver and fair wood shafts is the name of it. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
See you guys Friday for a live, and we will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday for other videos.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday we'll be in Mississauga.
We'll be in Mississauga. Mikey O'Boy will be there.
Oh, yes.
Who else will be in the background? The rest of the back end crew are still churning out clubs.
We'll ask them to do a little walkthrough.
Yeah, a little walkthrough, meet a couple of the builders, some of the crew.
Absolutely.
We'll do that on Friday.
That sounds good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thanks for watching.